And here we have Pei Chun Public School, a total of 25 questions, 5 of which are level 2s that makes up 20% of the paper. So pretty easy, I guess. Let's go ahead and do the first question. First up is algebra, where we have to simplify an expression with 4 terms. So we're going to combine the p's together, giving us 23p. And then the real number 12 minus 5 gets us a positive 7. Number 2 is algebra, so we are going to substitute 7 into k. So we have here 8 times 7, which will be done first. According to order of operations, 56, 59 over 5. Now you can use long division to obtain the answer, but I chose to take out a nice big chunk of a multiple of 5, which is 55, leaving me with 4 as the remainder. So that means 55 divided by 5 is 11, and 4 over 5 as the remainder. Question 3, 50 over 2000, answer as a decimal. Now bear in mind that we love it when we're dealing with decimals to have our denominators be 10, 100 or 1000. So looking at that delicious 2000, I know that I can divide by 2 to obtain 1000. So let's do it. 25 over 1000. You see 3 zeros here? That means we've got 3 decimal places. Add that 25 in, and that's it. Question 4, we're going to round off to the nearest 1000. So I keep 5 and look to the number on the right side. That's 4. Is 4 large enough to round up to 236? Nope. So it stays as 235, and then the other 3 will be zeros. Question 5, find the value of the 2 fractions, okay, when divided. So what we do is to convert the division sign to a multiplication sign. Then we flip 2 over 3 to become 3 over 2. Then we look at the numbers diagonally. 3 and 6 can be simplified to be 1 and 2. So 1 times 1 gives me a 1. 2 times 2 gives me a 4. 1/4 is the answer. There are 24 boys, 16 girls in a class. What percentage of the pupils? Now, when I see of the pupils, I think of pupils, the total, as the denominator. So the denominator is 24 plus 16. Are boys, so number of boys is 24. So that gives us 24 over 6, 24 over 40. And then if we divide it by 4, both sides, that becomes 6 over 10. And what's nice about 6 over 10? It's also known as 60 over 100, also known as 60%. Express 5.2 as a percentage here. Now, it is going to be, I like to think of it as 5.2 over 1. And when it comes to percentage, we love our denominators to be 100, don't we? So I'm going to times 100, turn it into 520 over 100. And this is actually 520%. Do not be shocked by the large percentage. This is how it works. So just basically follow the rule, which you know very well, that you want the denominator to be 100. Write all the common multiples of 4 and 6 that are less than 30. Okay, common multiples of 6 and 4. So let's list them. 6, 12, 18, 24. And then list the multiples of 4. And they are less than 30. So we've got common multiples 12 and 24 here. So just make a list and check. Question 9, we have subtraction. So when it comes to addition and subtraction of fractions, we want to make our numerators, the denominators the same. So we're going to times 5 times 5, 15 over 20, times 4 times 4, 8 over 20. Well, life is easy here. 15 minus 8 happens to be 7, and there's no simplifying needed. That's the answer. So ACEG is the entire figure here, which is a square. Now, if this is 2 right here, this is also a 2. That tells me this is a 3 cm by 3 cm square. Next, what fraction of the square is shaded? Okay, so the first thing I know that it's a 3 by 3 square, so 3 times 3, the total area is 9. What is the shaded area? Well, looking at this is a half times 2 times 2 right here. This part here, half times 2 times 2. Next will be half times 1 times 2. This is shaded as well. And next one, half times 1 times 2. In fact, you can just take this, pretend, okay, take this and put it in here. It becomes a rectangle, a 2 by 1 rectangle. So to sum up the shaded areas, this is what I've done, obtaining 2 plus 2 equals to 4. And what fraction is shaded? It is 4 over 9. Question 11, the number of members increased from 80 to 100. What is the percentage increase? Okay, so think of the increase first. What is the actual increase from 80 to 100? That's 20, isn't it? And because we want a percentage, we are concerned with the numerator and the denominator. Well, we know the numerator is 20 because that's the increase. And what's the denominator now? We're going to look at the members from last year, which was 80. Okay, so it went from 80 to 100. The increase was 20 compared to the previous total of 80. Now, what's 20 over 80 then? It is also known as 1/4. So if you're familiar with the few magic numbers, 1/4 is also known as 25%. 1/2 is also known as 50%. Things like that. Question 12. Mei Hua had $6 okay, algebra, after buying some cloth at $5 per meter. Okay, so $6 at first. She had $2 left after spending some on cloth. Now, we can actually find how much she spent on the cloth. It would be 6y minus 2y, obtaining $4y. Okay, so at $5 per meter, hang on, $5 gets you 1 meter. $1 gets you 1/5 of a meter. What does $4y get you? Okay, well, you can think of this, right? $1 gets you 1/5, $2 gets you 2/5, $3 gets you 3/5. What does $4y get you? You're going to multiply by 4y. So it's 4y over m meters. Sorry, 4y over 5 meters. Question 13. Mrs. Lim bought 30 pencils at 24 cents each. How much change did she receive after paying for the 30 with a $10 note? Okay, so we have to convert cents and dollars here, yeah? So cost of 30 at 24 cents each. Now what I like to do is to make my life slightly easier. What's the meaning of 30 times 0.24? Well, I can take it as times 10 times 3. Yeah? What's the meaning of multiply by 30? Well, you can times 10, then times 3. So what I did was to times 10 to 0.24, simply jump the decimal point 1 space to the right. Now I have a simpler problem here. 3 times 2.4. That's $7.20. Cool, we are working with dollars now, no longer dealing with cents. So the change received will be 10 minus 7.2, $2.80. Question 14. Mrs. Siva bought this amount. Now this is not units. This is actual amount of kilograms. Yeah, 3/5 of a kilogram of mutton. She used 1/4 of it now. This is actually units. This is not kilograms. So if you think this is kilograms, you might take this minus this. That's not what you're supposed to do, okay? So anyway, special requirements, answer as a fraction. How much mutton had she left? So the diagram here represents what's happening. 3/5 of a kilogram at first. She used 1/4 of it, leaving her with 3/4. This is a multiplication question actually. So what is 3/4 of 3 over 5 kg? That is 3 over 4 times 3 over 5. Anything to simplify diagonally? Nope. So 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 5 is 20. And the answer is in kilograms. Okay, we are going to count the spaces. In a 6-kilometer run, a runner runs with S, runner is singular, okay, past the cone at every this kilometer, indicating the distance he has completed. There is a cone at the beginning and also at the end. How many cones does he need to run past to complete the 6-kilometer run? So the model here depicts what's going on with the problem. So every 7 over 8 km, there's a cone. Every 7 over 8 km, there's a cone, there's a cone. So what's the number of spaces then? In other words, in 6 kilometers, how many 7 over 8s do I have? How many 7 over 8s in 6? It's like asking how many 2s in 10. Okay, so this is division, and after working everything out, I realized that I have got 6 and 6 over 7. What does that mean? This whole number 6. Remember, what were we doing up here? We were asking ourselves the question, how many 7 over 8 kilometers spaces do I have in a total of 6 kilometers? So this whole number 6 represents 6 complete 7 over 8 km spaces, but not enough to complete the whole 6 kilometers. Now, if you have got 6 spaces, that means you're going to run past 7 cones actually. So what does that mean to complete the 6-kilometer run? How many cones does he need to run past? To complete, you will have to run past one more cone, which is 7 plus 1. Why? Because I'm going to illustrate what I have in my mind, okay? So based on our calculations, for the total length of 6 kilometers, okay, I'm going to have one cone at the beginning, and we're going to run past 6 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now can you see that this means I've got 1, 708, 708, 708, 708, 2, 4, 5, 6. Can you see that? I've got 6 7/8 kilometer spaces. Now, the problem is, what this part here is trying to tell us is that that's not enough to complete the race of 6 kilometers. That's not enough. So in order to complete, you will have to run past, okay, another one. So you need to, it's not enough to run to get to the next cone. Okay, in order to complete, you will have to run past 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. In case you're unsure why the answer is 8, okay, think about it this way. Look, we have established that there are 6 of these 7/8 kilometer spaces. Okay, so let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many cones did he have to pass to complete the 6 kilometers? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, is it 7? Should the answer be 7? No, because to know, what if he goes past the 7th cone and says, aha, I finished going past the 7th cone. I'm done. Okay, is he done? Really? He's not. By finishing after the 7th cone and stopping here, he had not finished the 6 kilometers yet. To know for sure that he had finished the 6-kilometer race, he has to actually cross one more cone. That means 2, 4, 6, 8. That's a total of 8 cones to pass to know for sure that he's completed the 6-kilometer race. Not 7 cones, because that means he could claim to have finished by stopping here. And that's not correct. When a shop sold each plastic file for $6, Zainal could only buy 10 files with his money. Okay, so what that means is 10 files, each for $6. Well, we know Zainal's money, which is $60, right here. Okay, so what's the discounted price then? Now, 20% discount. For the 10 files, now they are going to cost no longer $6 each. They're going to cost 80% of $6. That's $4.80, applying the 20% discount. Okay, what's the maximum he can buy the same amount of money? So with $60, how many 480 files can he buy? Because this is still paper 1 and there is no calculator allowed, I'm going to make my life easier by taking 60 and 4.8, turn it into 648. Why do that? Because if I divide by 6, look what happens. I've got a nice 100/8. Okay. Now divide that by 2, I get 50/4, and this is much easier to work with. Okay, so 48 divided by 4 is 12. 2 divided by 4 is 2/4, which is maximum. Can he buy another one here? Nope, he can only buy a maximum of 12 files. Feel free, by all means, to use long division, but this is my preferred method. Question 17, we've got a level 2 here. He bought 100 oranges and 40 pears for his friends. He divided the oranges equally among them and had 15 left. Okay, so how many oranges did he actually give out? It would be 85. Right? So 15 oranges left. How many did he give out considering he had 100 at first? 85. Next, then he divided as many pears as possible among them and had 6 left. So if he had 40 pears and had 6 left after giving to his friends, how many did he give to his friends? It's 34. Okay, how many friends were there? So if you're talking about taking 85 oranges and sharing it with people equally, you're looking at factors of 85. Same thing for 34, factors of 34. And what do you know? There are a total of, there is a common factor here, which is 17. So think of this as him giving 5 oranges to 17 friends and two pears to 17 friends. And the answer here is 17. And now, section B with calculators. So Amin mixed this amount of orange juice with this. Oh, take a note. Take note of this. This is an actual amount of liters and an actual amount of liters. What's the total? Well, we know for sure we're going to add. So with your calculator, do the addition. And be aware that we have to convert special requirements to ml. So times 1000, you get 2650. 5 kg of sugar is distributed equally into 16 bags. So 16 bags contain 5 kilograms. Each bag means I'm interested in 1, divide by 16. And of course, round this to 2 dp. I'm going to use long division. And if you're asked to find 2 decimal places, do your working up to 3 decimal places. Why? So that I can see whether it needs rounding up or remaining the same. In this case, remains the same. 2 cannot round up to 32.32 here. So keep it as 0.31 kilograms. Lauren spent 70% on a bag, so 7 over 10. You can write 70% and 30%, no problem. I choose to write 7 over 10. And 3/8 of the remainder on a purse. So this is a branch method A question. So what fraction did she spend on the purse? The worst answer is 3 over 8. No. Okay, the connection goes like this. What fraction of the total spent on the purse? So you see the fractions that are involved here. It is 3 over 8 times 3 over 10, or 3 over 10 times 3 over 8. It doesn't matter. So here we obtain 9 over 80. And what we want to do, because this is paper 2, you can basically use the calculator to get this straight away. Yeah, I just chose to do it without calculator. J had K dollars, so make everything clear. J had K, Richard had 2K minus 17. Mary had 3 times of whatever J had, so K times 3, 3K. And the 3 of them pooled their money together to buy a gift for their mother. What was the price of the gift? We're going to add all 3 together. So this is basically algebraic expressions. K plus 2K minus 17 plus 3K. That's a total of how many Ks? 3, 4, 5, 6. 6K minus 17. Make sure you write your units down. The price of the gift was 127. That's basically another way of saying this total equals to 127, which means we can solve for K. How much did Richard have at first? So Richard has 2K minus 17. That's what we want. Okay, so we're going to sub this into equal to 127. Bring that negative 17 over, becomes positive 17. So that's 144. Now we're interested in 2K, aren't we? So do we have to find K? Not really. We'll just divide by 3 to obtain 2K straight away. So 6K divided by 3 gives me 2K. 144 divided by 3 gives me 48. Looking at our diagram, we are interested in R, so that's 2K minus 17. So take that 48 minus 17 and you obtain your answer. Mr. Chan decreased the amount of allowance given to Mrs. Chan by 24%. Okay, so initially 100%, now minus 24%. As a result, the allowance was this. After removing 24%, that's 76% left. That means the 76%, or in this case, I call it 76U, is 1748. What was the original, which is the 100%? Okay, so with 76 representing this, 1U is this, find 100 units, you get 2300. With the calculator, this should be quite easy. Okay, part B, with the allowance of 1748 in June, so 1748 in June, this is Mrs. Chan's allowance. 60% was spent, and part of the remainder given to the daughter. Actually, we can find out what the remainder is. It is 40% of 1748, which I did over here, and this is 699.2, 699.2 here. This entire part here is to be given partly to the daughter. Now comes the tricky part. In June, the allowance given to her daughter dropped by 15% from 160. So was 160 given to the daughter? If it is, it's very simple. I'm going to write 160 here, but it's not. It is dropped 15% from 160. So it's actually 160 reduced by 15%. Okay, doesn't that mean 85% of 160? Yeah. So what is 85% of 160? 136. Okay, now I know with the remainder of 699.2, 136 actual dollars was given to the daughter in June. Okay, what's this amount left? Simple, 699.2 minus 136. What does the question want anyway? How much allowance had she left in June? Oh, that's it. That's what we want. In this case, it will be the 699.2 minus that 136, giving us 563.20. Quite a tricky question. 23. Hui Ling had 480 at first, so 480 at first. 1/5 of her money to buy a pair of shoes, 1/5 of her money, and 5/12 of the remaining. Okay, so now you can tell this is a branch method A question. Yeah, so 4/5 is the remainder, 5/12 of this remainder spent on the purse, 7/12 left. How much had Hui Ling left? Well, you know that we are not to say 7/12. Nope. How much actual money? Look at the connection here. How much money had she left? It would be 7/12 off 4/5 off that $480 at first. With the calculator, this should be easy, $224. Question 24. The figure shows an empty tank placed below two taps G and H. It takes 18 minutes to fill the tank with G alone. So at G's rate, 18 minutes will fill one whole of the tank. Okay, so per minute, it will fill 1/18 of the tank. So that assumes that the entire tank has a capacity of 18 units. Next, and 12 minutes with H alone. So at what's the rate for tap H? 12 minutes to fill the entire tank. 1 minute will fill 1/12 of the tank. So the funny thing here now is, according to this, the capacity is 12 units. Whereas previously, the capacity was 18 units. Okay, with only H turned on, what fraction will be filled in 1 minute? Hey, that's it, 1/12 every minute, H alone. Starting with an empty tank, how long does it take for both taps to fill only half of the tank? Okay, first, I like to do this, which is to combine the rate together. So every minute, 1/18. Every minute, 1/12. Together, 1 minute, it will fill 5/36. So now the denominator is basically 36, the common denominator now. So 5 out of 36 of the tank gets filled every minute by the two taps. Okay, now if I divide by 5 on both sides, what happens? I get 1/5 minutes and we will fill 1/36. Do you notice the question said half the tank? Okay, so if the total units is 36, what's half the tank? 18, half the tank. So if I multiply by 18 here, I'm going to multiply by 18 here as well. Now what is 18/5 of a minute? 18/5 of a minute will simply be 3 wholes and 3/5 minutes. That's it. This is how long it takes to fill half the tank. So understand the total U is 36, half the tank is 18 units. 25 is a guess and check question. Well, at first glance, you wouldn't be able to tell. It's a guess and check question, but let's see. 3 pots for $50, 4 pots for $62. Kumar bought an equal number of E and F. Oh, hang on. Okay, equal number of E and F. We are dealing with 3 and 4 here. So we are dealing with common multiples. For example, 12. That means what? Right? 12 pots of this, 12 pots of this. Or 24, or 36, or 48. Okay, and we just need to know that $182 less on F than on E. So, okay. Using guess and check. Suppose we use 12. Let's say 12 pots of E, 12 pots of F. Same number, right? Because E is sold in groups of 3, that's 4 groups of $50, that's $200. F is sold in groups of 4, that's 3 groups of 62, that's 186. Next, I'm going to take the difference because the question tells us the difference is 182, right? 182 more on F, 182 less on F than on E, right? Okay. Next, the guess here is wrong, so I'm going to use the next common multiple, which is 24. Okay, do the calculation, subtract, you get 28. Next, use 36, 48. Okay, I happen to use 156 and realize that that is the correct answer. So 156 divided by 3 gets this, 156 over 4 times 62 gets this, the difference becomes $182. Also, you can tell this is 14, this is 28. Then can you guess what the next one will be? Add another 14, another 14, another 14. right? And all the way until you get 182. This method is actually my preferred method for this question, using unit and quantity. So we are told that 3 of pot E's will cost 50. So one of them would basically 50 divided by 3 be 16 and 2/3. 4 F's cost 62. 1 F is 15.5. Okay. Now I know they are not sold individually. I know they are sold in groups of 3 and groups of 4. I know. Okay. But look at this. Unit cost, therefore, we have just found is 16 and 2/3 or 50 over 3. So one pot of E is costing this amount of dollars. One pot of F costs this amount of dollars. We are told the quantity is the same for both pots. Yeah? So if it's 12, this is 12 as well. This is 24, 24, 36, 36. Yes, doesn't matter. I'll call it the same thing, 1 unit. So this will therefore be 16 and 2/3 times 1 unit. 15.5 times 1 unit will get us 15.5 units. Next, we are told this costs $182 more. Therefore, the difference is representing $182. So this is what we're going to do. 16 and 2/3 minus 15.5 gets us 182. 7 over 6 units is 182. 1 unit means 182 divided by 7 over 6. That's 156. Do you realize that this is the number of pots for each that was bought? Yeah, no guessing needed. Now, how much was spent on F? Okay, so 156. Oh, by the way, how much was spent on F? It's this one. Look. This is the amount spent on F in total. Okay, 1.5 U, 15.5 U. Sure, 1 U is 156, 15.5 U is 156 times this. Gets us the number straight away. So unit and quantity is much better in my opinion because no guessing is needed. And that's it. This is the end of this paper. Hopefully this was useful to you. See you in the next video. Bye.